Hello, Carl. How's it going, my friend? It's kind of thinking nobody would join today because I'm starting so late in the evening at my usual time. Good. I'm so glad to hear that it's going well for you. Yeah, you are here, and I'm grateful for that. I've been sick the last couple of days, and today is the first day that I've really been feeling good. So I wasn't even really sure I was going to do this today, but here I am. And here you are, together again. Makes me think of that Muppet song, Together Again. Do 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 do. Pretty cool. So, yeah, how's it going? Have you been keeping up with your personal goals? Have you been creating goals? Have you working on your podcast? Which I haven't gotten to yet. I've been trying. That's good. My local comic book store has a YouTube page, and they are now renting out their space so people can do podcasts and whatever they want, and you can rent it out by the hour or you could rent it out for the day. And I think that it's pretty cool. Love to do something like that, but I don't really have an idea that I could work on by myself. I've always felt I do much better when I'm with a team of people than just by myself. So we can like bounce off of each other and stuff. I don't really have friends out here like that. That's cool. Yeah, they're really, really working hard on trying to like bring that kind of stuff and that atmosphere to Casper. And I subscribe to their channel. I've only watched a couple videos by them, but they only have like 25 subscribers last time I checked. But yeah, it's cool that they do that, and it's helping local business and all that kinds of whatnots. There's like a lot of stuff I'm interested in, but nothing that would permit me to starting a podcast where I talk to no one for an hour. Is that how you do your podcasts? Is with the library? Yeah. I really miss it though. Like I miss having my radio show, and I miss like I don't know. Maybe someday it'll dawn on me like this is what I could talk about for a half hour or an hour. I like to interview people, and I had this idea of like just interviewing normal people and having them tell their stories. And there's a lot of cool stories out there. There's a lot of people who do really cool things that aren't recognized in the world for whatever reason. And I thought, I could interview veterans and stuff. Oh, that's cool that you got co-host. I find it much more entertaining when you have other people with the podcast, talking and doing things and listening to that conversation, other than just like somebody rambling out things. So hopefully, with this co-host of yours, your idea will grow. I was going to say a Spanish word, but I don't know Spanish, so that would not work. Yeah. It's hard to carry that load by yourself. For sure. How do you advertise your podcast? Like, do you just kind of word of mouth? Do you just like, hey, I got a podcast. If you're interested in this stuff, you should check it out. Like, how do you find an audience for that? Because that's very niche. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that's way cool. Yeah, I will be very interested in that. Do you have like a goal in mind, like your goal for your podcast? Like you want to be able to achieve this particular thing in your life by having a podcast? Like what is your purpose? Mission statement, if you will. I think that's kind of important to have. Together again. Gee, it's good to be together again. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. It's not where we're going. It's about where we've been. Okay. That's cool. And obviously you're gonna be like promoting the product in which you work for. I'm assuming. Because there's like a lot of like recently VPNs and stuff is very popular. So I don't know if you like going to promote a specific kind of security or if it's just going to be like a just get invested into something is better than nothing kind of thing. Now, is this like, yeah. See, well, I wouldn't know if they're misleading or not because I know nothing about it. So again, that would be a good way to do it. So, what will make you different than say there's like 3 podcasts that are out there trying to do the same thing, teach me about cybersecurity tools and stuff, and I'm sure you're not the only one out in the market doing that. So why would I want to listen to yours versus somebody else's? What's the, as we call it, as my teacher told me in my radio class, the what's in it for me. So what would be in it for me to get my information from you versus someone else? Oh, hey, Sketchy. I'm sorry you're having trouble staying on. Oh, you can't hear. That's not good. Maybe your cybersecurity isn't up to date. LOL. Teaching cyber professionals about the tools, not the average Joe. So you're taking it from the average Joe point of view? Is what your podcast is? Okay. So you feel like the way that you present things is easier to understand than those other podcasts that are out there. Okay. Well, I'll have to check into that because I know nothing about cybersecurity, and I never actually really cared to know anything about it. It has never been something on my radar to learn. Hope Sketchy comes back. So, what made you want to get into this field? Yeah, that's awesome. So you're just kind of broadening that reach. Okay. I was hoping my little girl would come out here and say goodnight to me, but I don't think she will today. Okay. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with cybersecurity, then I take it. There's a lot of different options to choose from when trying to get into the job force when it comes to that. Ugh. Just playing with my Legos here. Okay. Interesting. See, and that would be like what my podcast would be about, just talking to people about things. So maybe I should do something like that. I could interview interesting folks. Yeah, that'd be cool. I not too sure how I would do that way though. I don't know how I would do phone in interviews. And that's really the big thing that's holding me back is not knowing. And I don't know if those guys know how to do that either. But if I could, then I would, you know, go in there every week and, well, I can't say every week because I don't make that much money to rent out a space, but I would, I guess, have to do multiple podcasts in a day and then edit them and upload them so I can do it. So I'm one of those type of guys that would like to like just get it all done in a day and then have everything just kind of release as time goes. And then I could, take weeks off or a month off. Okay, that's cool. I would have to talk more to that comic book shop to see if they know how to do that. I would have to find a producer that knows how to do that. Um, yeah. So I don't really know what else really could talk about today. So I have been losing weight. I think due to my extra activity at work plus being sick. Weighed myself today and I was 290 pounds. So that is a loss of about 7 pounds. And my goal is to hit 280 at the end of September. I don't think I'm going to hit 280, but I'm going to be really happy when I do hit 280. And the no flap thing, I'm not having very much luck at all. Recently found a new trigger that I was kind of aware of, but it doesn't get to me all the time. So I have a new trigger to look out for in the future as I continue my journey on that. And I'm feeling kind of like I want to be doing something else in this life, or not in this life, something else on this journey, like creating a new habit or a new goal for myself. But I have not thought of what I want to do yet. So that's kind of where I am as far as all of my goals. I guess financially, I want to be a little bit more stable. Sticking with my spending very little money on myself. Starting to, as I get paid, start to whittle away at my my debts that I have. As well as just not spending money on myself because I don't really need any more stuff. And I really want to be able to afford those things like Christmas gifts and or we got Halloween coming up. And I really like to go back to Rochester next summer. Honestly, don't think I can really because I don't know how I'm going to save up enough money to do what I want to do in Rochester. And I don't know how to make more money than I am currently. I have like one item up for sale on Facebook, but it doesn't seem like anybody is interested in it. So yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out what people, because I have like a bunch of like origami books and paper, and I thought, this would be a fun thing for me to do, and I like the idea of origami, but I have a really hard time following instructions out of a book, and it's just kind of like, I make a paper whatever, and then it's just like, okay, now what do I do with it? So it's not really like super rewarding to me. So I thought, I guess I could just sell these books in the paper, start kind of decluttering my life a little bit, but maybe the price is too high. Because I have a lot of paper and I have 4 books that I was going to sell for like $30, which I thought was reasonable. But maybe 30 is too high. Knock it down to 20, I guess. And if I get really desperate, I guess I have a couple of Pokemon cards that are worth some money that maybe I could get a few bucks from. Even though I wouldn't want to do that because I'll never see those cards again. But I really kind of want to take a vacation in Rochester next summer for various reasons. Man. Well, I just found a card like that's worth $100. I don't think I'd get $100 for it, but it's still, that would be more money to put in the gas tank or towards plane tickets or whatever. And surprisingly, have not seen any Pokemon cards at school at the school. So I haven't been able to trade with any kids, which was the whole reason why I wanted to do it in the first place, was to trade cards with kids. But so I guess I'm kind of out of luck there. It helps scratch my itch for collecting. But if there is something more worthwhile to collect, I guess that would be as cheap for me. I know, I guess I could collect rocks and stuff, but it's kind of hard to do where I'm from currently. Or I could just like get over the collecting thing. That'd be cool too. Pocket lint. Um, sure, if I had gotten any. That's not very cool to show off. But then I guess neither is Pokemon cards. But my wife thinks my Superman collection is pretty cool. There's a couple of things that I have on my bucket list to add to my Superman collection that I guess I could see up for. swag bucks or something. I don't know. Every hobby costs money. At least all the ones that I want to do. All the ones that don't cost money, I don't particularly care to improve on, like drawing. Not super interested in becoming a better drawer. But that would make an interesting 30-day challenge. I bought my wife a book of learning to become a better drawer or artist, and it was a 30-day challenge drawing book, and it gave you an activity every day and a little lesson. And she's already kind of naturally talented at that, and it improved her skills greatly, in my opinion, when she was really, really into it. Kind of comes and goes with her, as most hobbies do. And I guess I could start drumming more. I do have that drum set behind me. I don't use it that much. Still looking for that one perfect song to learn to play. I have one I want to learn to play. So that could also be a 30-day challenge. Yeah, I have. Oh, that, you know what? That would work for my How to Do Things Badly channel. That would be a good idea for that. I've been thinking of how of another video idea. It could be how to throw a playing card trick. So I'll do that tomorrow. I've noticed all of my how to draw something and then I do it badly. Um, those get quite a few views. And I usually get a couple of subscribers from doing that. So you just gave me an idea for my other channel. Thank you, Carl. Pretty sure I have some playing cards. Always get some kind of inspiration when I come in here. How has the back to school stuff been doing for you? Your littles have been adjusting back to the school routine. Son hates school. That seems about right. I think August likes preschool. She's been doing okay. That's unfortunate. How old is he? She's too smart for preschool. He is 10. So that puts him at fourth grade, probably fifth grade, fourth grade. Okay. Does he have any like what he wants to be when he grows up, or things that he's interested in? Assuming Minecraft and Fortnite. New season starts tomorrow. Fortnite. FBI agent. Okay. So we got to figure out how to make this school stuff. And I'm sure you do this already. Like how we can how this would make him a better FBI agent. And it's not so much about learning the math or the science and all that kind of stuff, which is, I get it, and it's boring and it's dry and stuff. But the idea of learning how to learn, I think, is super important. Yeah. Laziness. I mean, can't be lazy if you're going to be an FBI agent. So sounds like he's just not being it's not hard enough for him, maybe. He's bored. It's more of a auditory learner then. Oh, okay. Man, there's a whole like I don't want to get into that whole ADHD thing because like I'm sure you guys are already pretty well versed and you have a plan and things that you're doing, but man, there are so many studies out there about kids with ADHD and like causes and still I mean it's in my opinion it's probably still a pretty new field. I mean, I think it wasn't sorry, my cold got some congestion in the chest. I don't even know if we really did any too many studies or research on it. Maybe like in the 90s is when we really started hitting it. Because they tie it down to like even the particular foods that kids eat. Whoa, hello, Joel. Joel is one of our newer members of the um, YouTube page. Yeah, so he's just more of an auditory, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just hard to sit down and master the wanting to do things on paper. I totally get that. I hope you're doing well, Joel. Joel is kind of on his own little. No, I didn't get back off the train. What happened was I got sick this week. I got a pretty well. I can't say a bad cold, but I got a cold, and I got it on. Started not feeling well on Wednesday, and then I did not go to work Thursday or Friday, and I should be back and ready to go on Monday. I decided that I don't think I'm gonna do the daily videos because that seems to be a little much. So I might go into doing like 2 videos a week, maybe 3 videos a week, and then maybe up my live stream to twice a week. Do one on Saturday and maybe another one on Wednesday, possibly. I don't know. But I don't think the daily videos are really working anymore for me. Yeah, and I think that the doing it every day was a good idea, and it definitely kept me thinking about the stuff that I wanted to do. But I also got like burnt out thinking like, oh man, I have to have something to talk about today because my day to day life is pretty boring, and I just don't want to have to like do that. So I don't know. So I like to color during my stream, so that's what the scratching is. And I think my marker is running out of ink. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, hoping that I will feel good enough to do a regular whatever video tomorrow, kind of talking about what I want to do and how I've been doing on my goals. And then I just kind of move forward from there. Maybe I could do my more better content, I guess, per se. I don't know, because I don't feel myself being so much as wanting to do this because I want to be a YouTuber. I'm just kind of doing this more for myself, and then excuse me, if other people want to join me in kind of supporting each other. I don't want to edit my videos. I don't want to like do that other kinds of stuff. So yeah. How has your goals been doing, Joel? Are you able to find any success? Okay. I like the daily weigh-ins, but it's cool if you don't do it every day. And I am about down 6 pounds as well since work has started. I find my activity has gone up and my eating has gone down. So, plus being sick, weighed myself this morning and I was 290. So I have 10 more pounds to go. Yeah, I guess the down, up can be a little discouraging, but if you like have a way to track it and hopefully like a line graph or something, and then you could kind of see it steadily, not steadily, but with like the ups downs, that the curve starts going down, even with the up down. Because even if it goes up, for me, like if it goes up like a pound, like cool. If it goes up 2 or 3 pounds, then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to change something. And if it goes up 4 pounds, then I really gotta change something that I'm doing. But super, super happy to see that I was 290 this morning. And I'm gonna be even more happier when I see 280. Yeah, yeah. Carl doing the old Nintendo cheat code there. Because I was getting super discouraged because I was like going down a couple pounds, going up, and I was just constantly staying at that 297, 296 range for a long time. And then when I started work, my first day of work, I clocked in 13,000 steps, which had been more steps than I did in the whole like summer. And my legs were killing me. Let's have shin splints and everything. And now doing 10,000 steps a day has really like, that's what's doing it for me, is doing the 10,000 steps. Yeah, so my goal also is 200. Um, I was really, really close to hitting 300, and like I don't ever want to be that. So, like I'm like, okay, I really need to like start kicking my butt in gear. And I also got my blood work done at the doctor's, and that has also shown me some things that I should work on, because it's not just weight loss, right? That I want to improve, but I want to improve like my overall health. And weight loss is part of that, but there's also other factors that I could consider as far as health wise, like, my blood pressure or my A1C, which is like I'm really close to getting diabetes. I checked my levels in my blood. Yeah, so that's good. It sounds like you're on the right path, and I'm really excited for you. And if you have any words of wisdom for what has been working for you, I would love to hear it. Yeah, I don't want to deal with diabetes, and I'm super super close to being pre-diabetic. My A1C was like 56 point something, and I'm like, I need to change that. Mostly cutting the soda out, which I will have to say I'm still drinking soda, but I am drinking less. So I guess that's a good thing. Ultimately, I'd like to cut it out completely, but I don't know if I want to. I guess I'm not scared enough yet to do that. Yeah, so you know what? That sounds good. Maybe I should just switch to the Powerade Zero. I also kind of liked the intermittent fasting. Well, that's true. Um, but like, I know somebody who's like a 60% would be diabetic or something like that. There are, yeah. I mean, it all really does on like insulin resistance is really. It also showed that I was like low in iron, and I have some inflammatory issues in my blood. Like my white count cell was high, which I knew it was because I have some throat problems. It might be some other things that I might want to go talk to my doctor about when I go back to end of August or end of September rather. Yeah, so like the 12-hour, so intermittent fasting would be good. Just kind of like having like depending on whenever you wake up and whenever you eat or whenever you go to bed, like you just decide like so you want to have like 12 hours of no food and then 12 hours of food, and then feeding times would be about an hour 3 times a day and nothing in the middle. Wet cells, yeah, white cells. Maybe that's my accent, maybe that's my congestion. Do I have social media? Yes, I do. um, I don't have a group or anything on Facebook. I just have my own page. Yeah, I'm noticing again a lot of chest congestion tonight, more so than I have. Not yet, at least. Yeah, I mean, I would like to be able to stay in contact with y'all outside of this, outside of the group. Yeah, I'd like to, but I don't know what to call that group or. I have other Facebook groups that I've created that I just haven't been super successful at keeping up with. So I don't know. And to be fair, I haven't really found a need to do it yet because there's only about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 of you that are subscribed to my channel that actually care about what's going on currently. And okay, that'd be interesting. That'd be cool. Oren's married group of friends. Okay. I mean, that would be the same as like just being on my regular Facebook group, I guess. I mean, our Facebook friends, you could see my stuff instead of that. I mean, you could search my name and you can see my picture because you know what I look like. Wouldn't be too hard to find me. I didn't even light up the stuff in the background. It is common, but I don't think it's the most common. I actually think there's a Chinese surname or a surname that is like Muhammad. I think is more common than Smith, but yeah, it's up there. Shaved off my face. I didn't mean to do it today. Got a little crazy with my razor and then ended up having to take my whole beard off. So now I gotta regrow my beard. Gonna go blow my nose real quick, so excuse me. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Obviously, you know, I'm not sure because I'm going to talk to myself. All right. Oh no. My super secret party. You got to save that for my 60th birthday. Story about that. I like that though. The Oren's married group of friends. Yeah. So, um, both of my parents have passed away at the age of 59. So, like, I'm scared to death of the age 59. So, it's actually not. There's other people in my family. I have an aunt who also passed away at 59. So, I'm like, when I turn 60, it's got to be like the biggest party ever. 70 in February. That's I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. My dad passed away about, oh goodness, 10 years ago. And then my mom passed away 3 years ago now. And I still remember that first day of going into the hospital. And ironically, Carl was in line too on that same day. His dad was having some troubles then too. If you remember that day at all, Carl. Yeah, life is crazy. I think that was the same day that my dad went in. Yeah, it was that day. And then he was in the hospital for, my dad was in the hospital for like a week. And then he passed away. Not even a week, it was like 5 days. I didn't realize it was a stroke. Hard thing when boys lose their fathers. Kind of have to, then that boy has to learn to be a man or become the man. And then when they lose their moms, it's a whole nother set of emotions. That's for sure. No one, no one loves you like a mom loves you. So I think about this loose skin thing a lot, and looking at my body, and I think I will probably end up having loose skin. Um, if I lose it quicker, really quickly, it's gonna, for sure, I'm gonna have loose skin because I have a fairly rather large belly, so I can see where it would be loose there, and probably around my leg section too. I'm actually will be quite surprised, other than my stomach, where I would end up having some loose skin. Maybe in the back area, about lower back might have some. I know drinking a lot of water helps the elasticity of your skin, and losing weight a little bit more slowly will also help your skin to kind of snap back a little bit. But yeah, I'm honestly more worried about like being actually able to hit my goal and then staying at my goal and not bouncing back. Yeah, I have um, many images of just being able to just like scooping it out, right? Like having that surgery or having the money to be able to do the freezing, if you're familiar with that, where they freeze the fat cells and they do something to make it go away. But I've been a heavy kid my whole life, and that's just one of those last goals in my life that I have not yet achieved, because I've done a lot of things in my life, and I usually accomplish everything that I have set my mind to. There's only like two or three things left in my life that I have not done, and I have not done weight loss, and I have not successfully accomplished my no flap journey, and I've not gotten a Guinness World Record or a YouTube play button. Those are really my last four things in my life that I've wanted to do that I have not accomplished. Yeah. All of those things are the toughie things, I guess. And it always makes me kind of like, how come other people can lose weight fast? Like what are they getting that I don't understand or get? You know, that's how I always felt. Like why not me? And now, why not me? My journey is going to be different, but it's going to be a journey nonetheless. Just got to stop the wrong genes. Yeah, well, that could be it. There's a lot of science behind it. And at the same time, early on in this quest, I've learned that I've I made it too complicated. And it truly is like, eat in a deficit, figure out how many calories you need, and then just work out. Like you build muscle, and the more muscle you have, the more calories or the more fat you will burn. You don't even have to be like a professional bodybuilder. You don't have to like look like a superhero or whatever. But you just got to be, burn the calories, eat less, check your hormones, see if there's any kind of imbalance, and then do it slow. Watch out for that loose skin. Yeah, of course it would. I mean, obviously you all know that Superman's my jam, and I'd love to look like Superman, but that's a lot of time and work and dedication that I don't have. I would much rather be using that work and dedication and time spent with my family than looking like somebody and then, I have made the decision that I plan on working out 2 times a week at home, and then going to the gym Saturday morning, going to the Y Saturday morning. Get over my fear of driving. And even if I don't hit the gym Saturday morning, I will still swing my kettlebell around. Am I excited for shirts to fit me better? Not particularly. I'm excited that I would have to spend less money on shirts because I'm not having to buy as much fabric. I'm excited to be able to have a better selection of clothes. There have been these online clothes companies that I've really wanted to get, and I've really dug their style and stuff online. Much better than So I don't know, dude. I've never wore a 2X maybe when I was like in elementary school. I've never meant had never meant wore a medium. I'm about 3X pushing 4. Yeah, I was when I was born. I was 9 pounds 8 ounces was how much I was when I was born. I don't know what my length was, and then my baby was a preemie, so she was like under 6 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds or something. I don't know. It's just something my mom always used to tell me, so that's why I know. I had a cousin who was 10 pounds when she was born. A big old baby. I'm just curious because like my daughter is long. Yeah, usually you lose a pound after birth. So she was tiny, tiny, but she was still pretty long. But now she's doing okay. Perfect, perfect weight, perfect height, perfect little 3 year old. So she's on a good path, I think. As long as I continue to be on a good path. No, ours did the tube well because she was in the NICU for about 2 weeks. She learned how to feed. She kept it down, so we were really really lucky. Such an easy kid she is. Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, that's what it is. Like I just want to be able to function and to be able to be around as long as I can. I want to live past 59. I want to be the motivation. Like the idea is there. I'm sorry, yours wasn't that lucky, Carl. Um, so you have like for me, it's the motivation's there, but like the willpower is not there. I have um weak. What do I do for work? I work in an elementary school as a teacher's aide. Um, like same thing with like the no flap. And a lot of the things that I've not successfully done in my life is because of the lack of willpower. And that's what I need to learn is how to have better willpower in my life. And I think that if I had better willpower, I would be much more along. Well, I don't. Well, discipline that could be. Yeah, I think you might be right with that. So maybe it's not the willpower; it's discipline. So yeah, I would agree with you that with that, Joel. Willpower is not the right term; it's the discipline is the term. Because I end up usually going back into all of the old habits after about 2 weeks. Is what seems to be the trend. So maybe I need to work on watching videos about discipline and learning how to get more disciplined. That sounds like a good a good way to spend a Sunday. Since we're probably not going to go to church because I don't want to spread this cold around. I did get myself tested for C19, and so far I'm good. I should check my other email, see if that is coming. But as far as I know, I'm negative. Yeah, it's true. The reason why that we fall into bad habits is because it's a comfort for whatever reason. And, for people who have um, addictions, they have to figure out what they're filling that hole. Like, food addiction, no flap, drugs, alcohol. You're all kind of like filling some kind of need in your life. And at first, it might have been because you're bored and it was fun or, whatever. But then it turns into something else. And, you know, yeah, having to find that other thing that gives you comfort is key. One of the keys to success, I guess, right? Got to get myself hooked on something else. So possibly, and I just came up with this idea, and it would help me learning the drums. Is every time that I have an urge to fall into the flapping, I should go and work on playing a song on the drums. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. Turn that energy towards something else. And both of us, Carl, we are in the same religion. And I always thought, what, you should make your religion a hobby. I have not yet successfully done that. But I always felt like you should treat your religion as you would treat any other hobby in your life. You want to spend time with it. You want to learn more about it. You want to find something about it that you enjoy and to expand on. And you want it to just be part of your life and part of who you are. And that's something that I have not done. But it's something that I'm trying to do with reading other books. Yeah. So the doctrinal database. So I've decided that before work, I listen to so Joel, if you're wanting to know, not going to push any agenda on you or any kind of thing. So Carl and I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as Mormon. So sorry if we kind of Mormon it up for you. Feel free to ask questions if you're interested, but by no means this is not a place for us to try to push that on you. This is just kind of one of those other goals that Carl and I are working on. So I've been listening to conference talks in the morning, and I haven't really been doing anything other than writing down quotes that I like. So I have like this front cover, and so far out of a couple of the talks that I've listened to, I've just wrote down a couple quotes in front of this. So I have like what I started to do in Elders Quorum, we had like, they were like, oh, this week we're gonna talk about such a lesson, a conference talk, and then I would read that conference talk, and then in that journal, just kind of write down my thoughts and feelings and stuff. And I had stopped doing that because I don't go to Elders Quorum anymore, but I still get those emails. So it does not mean that I could still listen or read those talks and participate in that aspect, even though I'm not in class talking about it. So it's not really the database that we had discussed a few weeks ago, but it is something. And maybe if I fill up this journal doing that, then maybe I can then transfer stuff from that journal into a database in the future. Or maybe I'll just have these things of conference talks that I read every year or whatever, every day. Because straight up reading scriptures is like boring after you do it once or twice and you read the book. It's like, I don't want to read it again. So it's really how do I use it as a textbook instead of reading it for the stories is what I feel like. Because I often don't like, I have a question about this and I want to learn about this. So you look into scriptures about a certain topic. I don't do that because I don't really come up with like questions, but having this journal and kind of diving a little bit deeper into a talk, I find super helpful. So I don't know if that will work for you at all, Carl, but see, I love these chats. Like that's like two things that I've just committed myself to today that I think I can moving forward this week. If I have the urge, work on playing the drums and then going back to looking at those conference talks. Yeah, I always get some good stuff out of this. That's why I like doing these chats. Also, just going to church on Sunday is a struggle for Carl and I. So I think just the act of doing that is a good thing. but I will skip this week because of sickness. Yeah, so we do know each other in person. Um, not like a long-ish story, but just in my life journey of getting older, Carl showed up at one point. So I've known him for a while. We went to church together, and both got married and went separate ways. And I started this YouTube channel back when I was in college because I was going to school for TV radio broadcasting. So I was kind of going to use this channel for I uploaded some of the projects that I did in school, and I was going to use it as like a resume thing, but that never happened. And it's just kind of evolved into just me being me. But yeah, I just met him at church. They called it singles ward. So after you become a certain age, they kind of put you into a church of all people who are a similar age and unmarried over the age of 18. Kind of like a student ward too. A lot of people go to college and kind of go and meet people and hopefully find your forever person and move on to a family unit church. This also helps those who are at different stages of their life. Because if you're single and you're going to church or whatever, it's not fun to go to church with families and you're kind of at a different stage in life. So they have like these little branches of people who are about the same age and they kind of cater more to that group of people and help them through that time of their lives. Is the best way that I can explain it. Both from the same city and both moved out of that city. He got married probably a year or two before I did. Not sure what year of marriage you are on, Carl. 2010. So yeah, you're 10 years. That's what I thought. So you guys got married before us, 2 years before I did. I was in June 13? No, June 14. So you're 11 years. I forgot that it's 21 for a second. I was thinking it was 2020. Thank you, Joel. I will add you. Thank you for hanging out in the stream. It really helps. I wish you well in the upcoming week, and I wish you all of the success and all of the things that you are trying to do. Also, jealous that you have a hot tub. sounds like could be a good time for me to sign off as well. Go hang out with the wife for a little bit, watching whatever she wants to watch. And maybe get a little bit of feeding in. Go to bed. Rest up. So, Mr. Carl Wade, yes, you all have a good night. We'll keep this conversation going throughout the week and on Facebook, yeah? Okay. I'll be seeing you guys.